when I'm off duty, I'm gonna shit my pants.
Oh.
I'm sorry. So this is gonna be what?
I can't remember what I was saying.
You said this is gonna be
Oh, well, this isn't gonna be a nice conversation.
okay. Let me start off by asking, are you mad at me about something?
No.
Okay. I'm just trying to gauge where I should be.
That's all you were worried about?
Well, if I need to know if I'm planning for defense or if I'm planning for, you know, giving you honest feedback or judgment on a situation.
Okay. Where to start? The reason Jackie called me is about our friend at the lighthouse. He wants to touch base
With us or with the
with
thing?
me.
Okay.
Because I guess he's heard through Matt and I don't know who else that somehow I'm involved. I don't know who else he's talked to. I'd like to know. Obviously he's talked to Matt, so on some that's not a big deal, I'll be honest. But obviously he spoke to Matt, so Matt's told him we're trying to stay out of it, and Matt's trying to stay out of it, and all this kind of stuff. But this is where the problem comes in. Yesterday I got a text message, another one
From him?
From nobody, right?
Uh-huh.
He said that he had something for me, a gift. I said, I texted him back and I said, listen, respectfully, I'm not interested. I told you we're not getting involved. Respectfully, we're not interested. Why is there a motorbike here? Okay. So he texted me back and said, unfortunately, you don't have a choice. And you can thank the old wolf for that. And he's talking about Balto.
Oh boy.
I don't know the extent of what he means by that. I didn't exactly get to have a conversation with him. But nonetheless, he said he said, I have a gift for you. I'll leave it at the door. Yeah, there's no point me playing games. Let me read the text.
I have a question.
He said, "Hello." Go on.
Before you read that,
Mm-hmm.
why is this our problem if Balto opened his mouth? To be clear, I was not caught up or within any detail of what happened to me. And the only people I've told are the people that need to know, and that's you. Outside of that, why is this affecting you?
I don't know.
You get what I'm saying, though, right? How this...
Yeah.
The fact that this isn't falling back on Balto, but somehow falling on you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is what I was talking to Forte about yesterday, is oftentimes trying to apply logic to some of these things doesn't get you anywhere. Because I don't know whether you're aware, but Forte is involved.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? Why the fuck wouldn't he be? That motherfucker is so goddamn nosy. Oh god. Okay. Go ahead.
I've, but I've talked him out of it, and
Mhm.
I think I trust him that he's not going to do anything more.
I respectfully, and that's okay. I think you have a lot more faith in him than I do, but that's okay.
It was a pretty deep conversation. I think he he revealed a lot to me about his past and who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to him. I spoke to let's just say we had it was a pretty deep conversation, and
We can talk about
he
Forte after. I don't want to make this the focal. I'd rather focus on, I guess, your text. We'll come back to
okay.
Forte.
Anyway, he said, "Hello, Richard. I have something for you." I said, "What's that?" He said, "Pieces of a puzzle." I said, "Mr. Bones, respectfully, as I told you before, I will not be getting involved." He said, "I'm afraid you don't have a choice. You can blame the old wolf for that. Don't worry, though. This particular gift comes with no strings attached. It will be your own fun little game to figure out who else has the pieces. Tell you what, I'll leave them at the door. I won't even come out to say hi. You'll be safe." So I went, and when I got there was 3 pages, old pages.
Okay.
You're reacting already. Why?
Uh, I know who has pages.
Who?
I got a call. Either I got a call or it was after. It was at the end of a phone call. But I was talking to Barrick, and he asked me about a book, or if I knew where to locate a book about a man at a lighthouse.
He did what now?
I told Barrick to take my advice, and I told him that if you see the ship going toward the iceberg, don't try and steer its path, jump off the fucking boat. And he asked me, he said, what if there's someone on the boat that I care about? I said, then they better jump too.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steer you.
No,
I
Barrick's
just...
Barrick's pissing me off. Okay. Yeah.
Who is he not
So,
pissing off, to be fair?
yeah. But so Norman's given me 3 pages from what seems to be his journal. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it. They are interesting,
Mm-hmm.
pretty revealing. I'm not going to go into detail on them, but
Can I
I
ask
don't
you a
know what to
question?
do.
Is that
Of course you can.
is that because you would rather leave me out of it, or is that because you don't want to tell anybody and have it backfire? I won't be upset if it's option one. I would like to know. I'm not gonna fight it. I made you a promise and I'm not gonna go back on it.
I'll be honest, originally I didn't really want to tell anybody, but because the way I think about it is if you guys don't know about it, no chance you getting involved and there's no risk. And but then I just think back to everything that we said with that meeting with Ziggy, and I think I'd be a bit of a hypocrite if I didn't mention this.
No, that's fair. I I'll be honest, I appreciate the fact that you are opening up about it. Even if it is difficult. Um it sucks because I wish I had more understanding of the severity. But based on what I understand and have learned, this is not a this is no joking matter.
No, it's not. So this is my conundrum. This is my problem. Is I now have 3 out of what is labeled as 15 pages. Snow's just called me that he was given a whole journal by Norman, and apparently there's a part 2. So what I'm guessing is these pages make up part 2. This, to me, my gut instinct is to just walk away and to just take them and not do anything. Norman said there's no strings attached. But what about if there is strings attached?
I already see an angle where strings are attached. Everybody's upset that Balto spoke to me. And clearly there
Yeah.
was a problem with that because it spewed into me receiving texts. Essentially, Balto being a string that attached me, correct?
Yeah.
And it's obvious. You need to take that, or are you okay?
Uh, let me take this really quickly, okay?
You're fine.
Hey, Pippi. Yeah, 2 days, yeah. Is it all right? You sure? You sound a bit panicked. No, you're not hired. You're not, Pippi, you're not hired. It's an interview. It's an interview. It's an interview. It's an interview, but no, it's just an interview. But from what I've heard from Jadlin, you're very good at what you do, and she's recommended you, so you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Okay. Save it. Save it for the interview. Okay. You tell me at the interview. All right. You'll be fine. All right. Listen. Don't stress about it. Okay. It's gonna be absolutely fine. Well, yeah, you ain't got nothing to worry about. All right. I'm not a scary boss. All right. Yeah, I mean, I will be if you get hired.
I'm not a scary boss, but I will
That
be
would make a
if you
lot of
get
sense.
hired.
Yeah. Listen, Pete, I'll tell you what. I'll set you a quest, okay? If you come to the interview with my favorite ice cream flavor, you're more likely to get hired, okay? No, it's gonna melt. Okay, well, she'll do great.
Oh boy.
Sorry, sorry about that. She's a bit. She sounds like a golden retriever.
Gotcha. To,
Right.
to
So,
to my point though, Balto talked to me. I got text messages. You told me not to question how he acquires these things like my phone number and stuff, so I have not asked, but obviously it made me a string, correct?
mhm.
He has reached out to you, and he's reached out to Jackie, and he's reached out to maybe Barrick. I don't know. He said there's someone on that ship he cares about. Uh,
That's Andy.
oh my God, wait, okay, that actually lines up. Barrick and Andy have been hanging out quite a bit recently.
Andy's been tied up in this since the start.
So let's be logical for a second. He's telling you no strings attached. He's creating the strings, though. He's picking who he wants to have these things and sending people on, call it a quest, call it a mission, call it whatever the hell you want to call it. He's forcing people to interconnect with each other so that he can use it against people to do what he wants. You're essentially, for lack of a better term, Dad, it sounds like you're a pawn on a chessboard.
Yeah, that's my problem.
And it's up to you to make a move on the board or stay where you are.
This is my issue, is I don't want to play the games. Playing the games is what got us into the mess. I don't want to play them. Playing them is how we get hurt. But I'm worried if I don't play, we get hurt anyway. So I don't know what to do.
There's a couple things you can do. You go to one of the various people who are playing the game. You give the pages to them and tell them that you have no interest. Do not call. Do not ask questions. Do not have nothing to do with it. And you walk away. Option 2. You go to the lighthouse. You leave the pages. And you walk away. You don't have to leave a note saying you're not playing. The implication of the notes given to you, I'm sure this guy will be able to figure that out. Or option 3, is that you play into it. But what I don't like about that is if you play into it, you're essentially being strung along. And if you try and walk away at that point, there's going to be so many strings coming off of you that you would essentially be breaking a web. And there won't be a point of walking away. Because at that point, this guy is already going to have his way with everybody else who also chose to play the game. Honestly, I don't think option 3 is a good idea.
Me neither.
I actually think option 3 is a horrible idea, but I don't think I'm wrong in my theory. If what I'm understanding and putting together now in the very small passing bys that I've seen, I'm starting to see the bigger picture. And I really don't like what I'm seeing. What is your thought process right now?
My thought process is I don't know. When he says it's not a choice, what does he mean? What's the extent of that? What am I looped into? What part do I have to play, and where does that end? Like, can I get away with just handing these off to somebody else and getting out of here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I don't know. I just want to know what I have to do to get us out of this and far away. But at the same time, it's difficult for me because, I mean, if Snow's involved and Andy and even Barrett, as much as they're stupid for getting involved, they might not have a choice. And if they're getting wrapped up in this stuff and he's playing them all along, like, am I wrong for just standing on the sidelines and letting that happen and just getting out of there?
No. And I think my analogy that I used for Barrick, I'm going to apply to you. And that's if you see a ship going toward an iceberg, jump the ship, don't try and veer it. And I think the other part to that too is if there's somebody there who you care about, as Barrick stated, what if there's someone there on the ship that I care about? I think the same response I had to him, I'll have to you. They need to jump ship too. I think the problem is that I don't know why I did what I did. Obviously, from what people have told me, what I did was, I've heard heroic, brave. I've heard a lot. But it sounds like even if you are heroic and brave, being the hero does not resolve what is obviously an issue. And I think that if you try and be a hero because of somebody else, it's not going to resolve what is still going to be a problem, and that's going to be this guy.
Yeah, I think what a lot of these people don't realize is, at the end of the day, whether they like it or not, Norman Bones or whatever, what he is inevitable, right? There's no dodging.
I
There's no
mean,
dodging him.
my accident was what, 6 years ago? 7 years ago?
Yeah.
He's still kicking. Did he evacuate the island after the war? Because it sounds like he just sat back and enjoyed a nice drink and a cigarette, from the sounds of it. Hey, Hudman, I appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm not going to answer this.
I'll put my phone on mute.
I'm gonna tell you this, but I don't know whether I want to tell anybody else because I don't know whether anybody else knows. But Norman told me that the only reason he's back on the island is because of Winston.
Huh. Walker?
Yeah.
Huh?
Because of what happened to him.
What happened to him?
What do you mean, what happened to him?
I mean, a lot has happened to Winston. Is he back because of the recent thing that happened to him?
What do you think I'm on about?
Well, let's break it down. Winston, I had a long conversation with him.
No, I don't think Norman Bones is back because you had a chat with your mate.
Nope, not you didn't let me finish. Oh my, for fuck's sake. Dad, it doesn't
You
matter.
okay?
No, no, I'm not.
What's happening?
I just got a text. Uh, by our friend. I've something for you. I'll tell you the same thing I told your father. It comes with no strings attached. You are free to do what you please with them. No harm will befall you, but you do need to come here. In fact, someone's done you a favor of making sure that you will be unbothered. Who did me a favor?
It wasn't me. It wasn't Etta. Don't think it was Matt. Which leaves Ziggy or Balto.
Or Winston?
You and him that close?
I know Winston's done some messed up stuff. And I know he's gotten involved in some pretty bad people. I would say that even after all these years, I do have a close connection with Winston. Sure as
Hmm.
shit wasn't Barrick, I'll tell you that much. I can't believe I'm saying this. Are we going? I have something for you. I'll tell you the same thing I told your father. It comes with no strings attached. You are free to do with what you please with them. No harm will befall you, but you need to come here. In fact, someone's done a favor of making sure that you will be unbothered. What does that even mean? A favor?
He does deals. That's what he does. Yeah, text him back. Ask him if I can go pick him up. I don't want you going there, so
If I acknowledge it,
yeah. I'll do one better. I'll call him.
what if he tries to make a deal with me when I meet him?
That's why I don't want you going. Mr. Bones, I understand you've texted my son.
Let him know we were talking so he doesn't think.
Think it'd be possible for me to come and grab his things instead of him? And he's gonna be safe. If that's the case, why does he need to come and pick anything up?
If he promises no strings attached, I will do it.
And for clarity purposes only, if he doesn't come and pick your gift up, what happens? We'll be there in 5 minutes.
What do you tell you?
It's gotta be you. Apparently, it's something to do with something you dealt with a long time ago. I don't know what that means, but
Okay. I'm nervous, but I'm not scared. To be honest.
hey,
Sorry.
okay, listen. You've never spoken to this guy before, okay? Well, you have, but you haven't.
I don't remember him, and I think that's the most important thing.
I know. And that's the problem.
Well,
So,
that actually may work in my favor.
this is my advice. Answer his questions honestly. Because he knows...
He knows more about me than I know about myself, apparently, so...
Exactly. He knows too much already. There's no point hiding things from him. Don't ask him questions about him or his family, because that's not going to get you anywhere. Don't ask him questions about him or his history.
I'm not
because
asking him any
piss him
questions.
off. Don't ask him any questions. Unless it comes to... Unless you want to ask the specifics on...
I'm gonna
an arrangement, but that you shouldn't be making any fucking arrangements anyway. We're gonna go there, we're gonna pick up whatever the fuck this is, and then we're gonna leave.
I'm letting you know now, I am asking him no questions.
Okay. I am gonna ask him what happens if I do not do what he wants me to when it comes to these notes.
I wouldn't...
Because I want to know the stipulations regarding what happens if I don't play his game. That's what I want to know.
Dad, can I suggest something?
And what's that?
If you ask him that question, he's going to set a boundary. What you don't know will not hurt you, whereas what you do know could hurt you. Is that fair to say? I want you to really think about that before you... I'm not going to tell you not to, but I want you to just think about that before you ask that question.
Is there any point in there you want to leave? You tell me and we leave, okay?
I'm gonna get what he wants, and then I'm out of there. I'm not a rocket scientist, but that's him.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, you're not dealing with a man.
Have you thought about what you're gonna do about your question?
Got no fucking idea.
Right now, I would probably suggest not saying anything more than you already know.
Moment.
Richard. Hello again, Mr. Dugong.
Hello there.
The things you need to pick up are just there in front of the door. I will say this. It is Mr. Dugong's choice whether or not to read them or share them. Otherwise, I would prefer if you kept them to yourself if you are choosing not to share them. Whatever is on those pages should not be repeated out loud. You may read them, and that is it.
No strings attached?
None at all.
This is just a gift. He doesn't have to do anything with them.
He's free to do as he pleases so long as he does not read them out loud. If he decides to share them around, that is his choice.
I want to clarify something. You do not want me to read them out loud, but it is my choice to share them.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please clarify, as that does contradict itself?
You are free to give other people those pages. Just do not read them aloud. That's it.
Done.
You both are lingering. I would imagine you have questions.
Just making sure there's nothing else.
There is not.
I don't have any questions.
I can imagine otherwise, but I can also imagine that you both are playing it very careful.
You said Flop was protected. Why?
The old wolf cashed in a favor from long ago and asked that Mr. Dugong here be left unbothered. And so it shall be.
Wait. Flop, why don't you head back to the car?
You gonna be okay?
Yeah.
You take care, Mr. Bones.
fear. Keep lighting them.
okay?
I don't know.
Then I'm saying.
You heard him.
Fair enough.
I think to be as safe as possible, there's no chance I'm going to speak a single word of what I just read. And I think that for what you have, you too should not speak a single word of what you've read. Is that fair? Did you say something?
I didn't say anything.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm in a tough spot, mate.
I don't disagree.
Because listen, 5 years was a long time for me, and different from your dad, but I dealt with a lot of shit, and I found peace with a lot of things that he didn't, and I found peace with everything that happened with that guy back there. But I never thought it would get to this. This being sympathy. And I don't know what to do with that. You okay?
Yeah. I was rereading.
Do you remember that stuff? Whatever it is.
To keep it as vague as humanly possible, there are words in what I wrote, or I guess read, excuse me, that I recognize. How many pages did you say were out there?
15.
Okay.
Do you think you have? Or do you think yours are different?
I know the answer. But to take what he said literal, I am going to say nothing. I want to take no chances. God, what mess did we get involved in
Tell me about it.
all these years ago? Could he be telling the truth? Say that again.
My honest opinion on that. My honest opinion is I think he's absolutely telling the truth about everything. That conversation changed. Oh, it changed everything.
What do you mean? Your conversation or our conversation?
My conversation with Norman.
Is this something you can share,
Listen,
or would you rather keep
I
it?
think so. I don't know how much I'm going to share with other people, but
I don't plan on speaking to anybody. I want
listen, I
nothing
don't
to do
know
with this. I just want to make sure
how
that you're
much you know,
safe.
but I know. Norman Bones is a serial killer. At 9 years back, he assaulted and killed a lot of people. He is not a good person. Don't get me wrong. That being said, the things that I have read in the pages I have, he's a very troubled man. He was a very troubled man. And I called him out on what I think he's doing with these notes because this didn't fit what what he normally does. So 5 years ago, Norman would play games. The deals he would make were games to him, entertainment. Because he wouldn't particularly care about, the outcome all the time. He just cared that people would be suffering, right? Who's suffering with these notes? Nobody. That makes sense. There's no winners, no losers. It's just people getting together and putting notes together, making a book, right? That don't make sense,
He has an
right?
outcome. There's an end goal, but the question is, what's the
Yeah.
end goal?
And I called him out on what that angle was, and he confirmed it. He's saying goodbye. His time is up. Whatever, however that works, however that, out there in the abyss of nothingness, where there is no left and right and up and down, however that works, his time has come. And I told him, I said, there's easier ways to say goodbye. And he said, yeah, you're probably right. He's given these notes to everybody who was involved and has been involved. I think, way to explain how he's got to where he is and why he's got to where he is. And that's why I'm a little confused because I feel sorry for him. Because I think his whole life he's been alone, doesn't have a, never had a place. That's why he did the things he did. And in a way, the what he is now, like, that's his place, that's his home. But now it's been taken away from him, and he's leaving it. And that, I don't know why, but I feel bad for him.
I understand where you're coming from. I still do have questions though. Um, Specifically, he's saying goodbye. Why now?
I'll tell you why. He didn't say nothing about me telling you anything about my pages.
I'm gonna hold you off because
Okay.
I trust you. And even though he didn't make
If
that stipulation, I would rather us play this as safe as humanly possible.
okay, okay, yeah, I'd rather you. Okay, listen. I don't know what to do, man.
I trust you, but you have strong reason that he's saying goodbye, and you think that there's an encompassing reason as to why he's saying goodbye.
Yeah, but that's the issue. That's making me want to. That's making me believe that there is no. That he's not actually doing this with a harmful outcome. Like, do I believe that he would still play games on the side and cause people torment? Sure. Do I think that's not there for him anymore? Like, do I think that he's a good person? Absolutely not. But do I think this might be his way, his childish, you know, way of saying goodbye to the people that have, he's maybe the only people he's spoken to since he's died? Yeah, I think that might be the case. But do I think he has it out for those people and he's gonna like murder them at the end of it? That's the issue, is I don't. And like, I'm worried that maybe I'm being tricked. Like, maybe, I don't know. This is what I'm worried about. Is part of me wants to now go and talk to Jackie and give my pages over. And
Who is most
you know,
likely? Who is most likely to give up their pages to somebody? Who is most likely to be the one to uh, have the original copy of every page?
the original. What do you mean?
There's 15 of them, right?
Yeah.
People are sharing what they have on their notes. I was given maybe a different circumstance, and that's okay. But what does that mean? What if I gave up my notes? You gave up your notes? In this situation, let's just pretend it's to Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
What if everybody gave their notes to Jackie? What does that mean? What if they well, let me rephrase. What if Jackie recreated the book?
Okay. You're asking what happens then?
Yeah. you think there's a reason I was picked for these pages outside of, I guess, being a victim? Or do you think that the pages that he gave me related in some way? Do you feel like your pages relate to you in some way?
Do I feel like they relate to me? Not particularly. Do I mean, in a broad sense, sure, but only because I've been involved. But specifically to me, no.
Okay.
I feel like yours do, which make them. I think yours are personal. I'm not gonna dig, but I think yours are personal to you. So that makes me think they're outside of the scope of what mine are and what I imagine Jackie's is. But you've just thought
I'm
like,
yeah, I'm spitting a hypothetical. I don't want to sidetrack too
no,
much.
no, no. You've made me think about something. Is
Hmm.
if Norman's saying goodbye, that means somebody else that's got to be taking his place. That's just a fact. But does that mean that whoever has the journal, whoever puts all the pages together, is that what happens to that person,
Are we
or is
certain
that?
that someone takes his place?
I think nobody's certain about any of this stuff. No, but my theory 5 years ago was going off what Norman had told us,
You'll have
and
to
just
fill me in on that if you wish to. I'm gonna probably
I'm
recommend
gonna
not.
keep it simple, but the idea is that death needs a host, a body, if you will. Obviously, Norman, his bones are at the bottom of the ocean, but you know what I mean. There needs to be a person, someone's soul, for death to be death's avatar. Norman is currently that, and became that the day he died 9 years ago in Bolingbrook. So maybe, as much as it's a goodbye,
It sounds like a goodbye, but a goodbye for now.
oh God, no. Have you seen Lost?
The show?
Yeah.
Not fully through, but pieces. I was not a what some may call a religious watcher.
So you didn't get it like the last seasons?
Mm-mm.
How mad would you be if I spoiled it? It's an old show, right?
You can't be serious. Yes, you can. Yes.
There was in Lost. There was Jacob, and there was the other guy whose name I can't remember. But essentially, there was the oh no, there was Jacob and there was the Man in Black. There were these two kind of metaphorical entities. There was the light and the dark. Norman is the Man in Black. Okay, he's death, right? Jacob is life. Just think of it like that: yin and yang. Now,
Okay.
what ended up happening is it was revealed in the later seasons that Jacob, life, wanted to find a replacement. And so, do you remember the numbers from the earlier seasons? You remember all the special numbers and all that kind of shit? Basically,
Vaguely, very vaguely, but
all the passengers on the plane all the people that crashed on flight 813 or 815, everybody that crashed on the plane, the whole premise of the show were candidates. They were candidates to become Jacob's replacement. Yeah? Are you following me?
Yeah, I'm following.
What I'm worried about now is, what about if Norman is giving pages to everyone he's considering candidates as his replacement?
Well, if we're gonna be honest for a second, not only does that make a lot of sense, but I'm looking for a good reason right now not to take this book and throw it in this body of water. Because that would make a lot of sense. Think about this for a minute. I want you to really think about this. This guy is, from what I understand, I guess, an entity. I'm not talking to a person.
Correct.
He feeds on what?
That's a difficult question to answer. Death? I don't know what death feeds on. I don't think death itself feeds on anything. But you have to think that Norman Bones is currently death. What Norman feeds on is suffering. Norman likes when people suffer. That's what he likes. That's why he makes deals.
Okay. So let's dig further. He likes when people suffer. So he's going to people who have suffered. What did he do for the 5 years that we were all forced to vacate off of this island? Because if his satisfaction is others suffering, how did he survive 5 years on a barren island?
I don't think he's stuck here. That's the thing. When he's here, he's at the lighthouse. But he's not stuck here. He can... I reckon he was out somewhere else.
What the fuck is
Going
this?
on a bloody world trip. Wouldn't surprise me.
So, to, I guess, re-clarify, you don't think that he is... You don't think he's... I don't want to use the word exclusive. But you don't think that... I mean...
No, because I don't think people only die in Los Santos. He's got a big job. He's got a big job.
But his...
I just think that he favors this place.
His
because
home
this
is
where he...
here?
Yeah, because this is where he lived when he was alive. This is where this was his hunting ground.
No, that's fair. Okay. That's fair. I'm
So like this is his favorite place. Like he like I won't go into detail, but he mentions it in his these pages because the people of Los Santos are they're very particular in the way they act, right? They're very self-centered, and so I think he gets a lot of joy out of that because it's very easy for them to make deals, and he gets a lot of joy out of that and a lot of suffering, and I think you get the point.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think your theory is enough for me to not want these pages anymore. Think about it. Who really wants to put the book together? Somebody who wants answers, somebody who's determined, somebody who's aggressively going to want to look and seek the truth, seek what they want, seek what he wants. And the way that I see it is if you give up what has been given to you, you are essentially the way that I see it is you're essentially saying that you're not a candidate.
First of all, I'm gonna ask you. I'm not gonna dig in, but does your book have? So yours is a book.
Mine's not a
No,
book.
yours isn't. No, yours is pages.
2
Your
pages.
pages have numbers on. Okay. Uh, hmm. And is it numbers of like mine, for example? And you can nod if this is similar to yours. But mine, for example, are like 13, page 13 of 15. Are yours also of 15 now?
I'm not going to answer that, but I will say this. Based on what you know, and based on what I know, what do you think?
I don't think yours are. Mainly because yours are personal. And
But
I can't.
you are also inferring that. But it's very difficult because I don't want to answer this. And I don't want to talk about what's on my pages because I don't want to give him a reason to think I'm going against what he is
No, I
requested.
get you. I don't know. Yeah, I get it. All right, listen, circling back. If I'm right about who he's giving pages to and that kind of thing, Norman said this was back when we were doing way too much digging into him and everything. He said that the day he died, he walked into a room with death and he came out alone. Meaning that he chose to become death. So I don't think this is something you can just get thrown into. Something you have to willingly step into. Something you have to want. I don't think someone's going to put all the pages together. The book's going to open up and consume them, and they're going to look like Norman Bones and step out the lighthouse. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's got to be someone who's willing. Now, who that's gonna be, that's, I don't know. But that's assuming that I'm even right.
I just don't want the pages. I don't want them. I've put them in a book so I could read them. Is there an easy way for me to rip these out? Do you know?
Just rip them out. Rip them out.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Do you think I should give these to somebody?
It's an interesting question. If you don't want them, give them to me. I'm still conflicted, but it's difficult because I keep thinking, and I was stupid, but I keep imagining if I went to the lighthouse and if I was talking to you, if you were what Norman Bones is, or Matt, or Cody, or anybody, and I had the opportunity to help you say goodbye and move on, I'd do it, no matter what you'd done. Like, as much as he's made mistakes, he's still a person who is trapped between being alive and being at peace. So I kind of want to help him move on. And if these pages and saying goodbye is part of that, I don't know.
I don't think you should feed into his emotional side. And I don't think anybody should. And I stand by that. Because as soon as you show vulnerability, from what I know about this man, and if he enjoys suffering on the hardship of others, it sounds like he uses vulnerability as a crutch to benefit, but specifically himself.
Yeah, you're right. You're not. Yeah, you're right.
This is hard, and I'm probably gonna have to. I'll probably have to sleep on this.
Sleep on it. That's what I did.
Yeah. Who knows? I may have a lot more free time in the coming days.
Yeah? Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe I'll get suspended. Maybe I'll get fired.
Be ridiculous.
No, what's ridiculous is Declan, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. Yeah, sleep on it. Don't don't destroy the pages if you do decide. If you're gonna get rid of them, give them to me.
Should I not give them to someone else? I don't want to put you in any more.
Because
I don't
I
want to
might give them to
magnify
somebody
you.
else anyway. Because I'm gonna be having a talk with Jackie. I'm not gonna talk to Jackie until I talk to other people first. I want to talk to Etta. I want to talk to Matt. Hey, maybe I'll even talk to Ziggy. But I want to get the opinions of everybody, not
Mhm.
just you. I tried to call everybody, but you're the only one who picked up. Actually, you didn't pick up. You hung up because you're in a bloody robbery.
Yeah, unfortunately, the mayor got kidnapped. Oh no. But
Oh no.
I know.
Anyways, all right. Well, this happened yesterday, by the way, and I'm very sorry because maybe I shouldn't have talked to you about it in the first place. Because when me and Forte were talking about this guy, that's when I got a text, and now me and you talk about him, and you get a text. Maybe his name's got some bad juju on it. I'm telling you.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
I think we just need to listen. He assured me that we are not in danger. He told me that it was Balto that made the deal. He called in some old, I mean, you were there for that, but
Mhm. It's very
so
interesting to think that Balto warned me.
I think Balto warned you, realized he'd put you in danger for doing so, and then called in a favor to cover his ass because he realized he'd messed up.
Possible. Oh, I wouldn't even say possible. I'd say likely.
Yeah.
All right. You want to take a slow drive up to the house?
Sure.
I'm sorry that we're in this mess. It sounds like I'm sorry we're in it again.
It's not your fault.
I feel like it is though.
No. It's Balto's fault.
Yeah. On paper, it's Balta's fault. Dad, I think about not about what I did because I really don't understand about what I did, and apparently, doesn't sound like a lot of people have the full context, but it
Come on, go.
it definitely crosses my mind the thought that what I did could have put the family in a worse spot. Maybe I'm overthinking, but
My past isn't important anymore. The details aren't important. You didn't put anybody in danger. All right? Just focus on today and tomorrow because that's all that matters.
I will, and I will keep that in mind.
Listen, all I'm saying is the way you're dealing with it now compared to the way you're dealing with it back then is you've grown up a hell of a lot.
There's an old saying, I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm dumb, but I'm far from stupid. According to Declan, I'm just a paper pusher, though. Which, man, how cliche. I've been given paper to push.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Damn. Shit, dog. Declan was right. All I do is push paper. Fuck. How's Matt been taking some of this?
Funny enough, about a week ago, I spoke to Wessa because she was worried about him because he was riding around with Beric and Andy and Glorion looking for a journal.
And that would explain what Barrett called me about. Who would have thought?
So I spoke to him about it. I think he was having a rough day. Didn't want to go to work. An opportunity presented itself to hang out with his mates. He took it and convinced himself that it wasn't a dangerous idea and it wasn't really him getting involved. And he did it. And then here we are anyway, sucked in. And so he said he wasn't going to get involved anymore, but here we are.
Well, I'm one to have a little bit of pride in saying that I'm going to stand by my word. I really do not want any involvement.
I know. I don't think any of us do.
No, that's fair, but if I'm to be as honest as possible.
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll throw some tools in the glove box for you.
Need a bandage if you want.
Only if you don't tell the PD.
I buy bloody eye packs all the time.
In the glove box.
Thank you. Ugh.
Jesus, dude, Flop is fucking backwards in this chair right now. You see this shit? What the fuck? What is
Is
this?
that car at your house?
Nope, that's the neighbor's
Oh,
house.
no. Wrong house.
Sounds like I gotta talk to Matt about a lot anyway. It sounds like, Bro, we had drug sale calls at the fucking house? Bob doesn't know that.
Yeah. And you need to sort the food day too.
Yeah, we'll find some time. I need... This fucker used to wake up when I was around. But it's okay. It sounds like I'll be moving my schedule at some point anyway to avoid shift 2 after I'm demoted. Probably for the better.
Please do.
Probably for the better.
Do you think you'll be awake in 5 hours?
I think my husband's gonna call me.
Okay.
And...
It won't take long, I promise.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Oh, hey, Ziggy.
Fuck you. No.
What do you mean? Whoa, what
No.
did I do?
Fuck
what
you.
did I do?
Good night, guys.
What do you mean?
Have a good night.
What did I do? Where are you going?
Tag team. Tag, you're it. Good luck, Dark.
What do you mean tag I'm at? What does that mean?
All right. Chad, if you guys are doing this stream, I'd have to be enjoying your stay at the follow button. I'd love to see you come back. If you're not in the Discord, do you want to keep up with the stream? You should definitely join the Discord. Keep up with Meta. Meta chat's pretty cool. That man can go suck a fart out my ass. I'm gonna drop you with a couple minutes of ads if you guys want to stick around. I would appreciate it. If not, I fully understand. Sounds like I gotta be up for a D&D. So
I do so much work.
we'll see. Well, thank you guys for everything. Check out the new YouTube video as well if you haven't. Boom. Come down here. Click the thing. Go watch the new YouTube video. Philip put a lot of work into it. He's fucking amazing. Go drop a like on it. It helps out a lot with the algorithm. So thank you guys. I appreciate you for everything. I'll see you later today. All right. Thanks for everything. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being awesome. I will catch you all. I guess next time. Appreciate you. Take care.